Good. So I think we can start. We are slightly late today, but there is no problem. So very quickly, since I want to focus mostly on Blender, did you have any problem with the exercise with Anson?
No.
Everything good, Mariam? Okay, in general. Okay. I mean, of course, you need more time. Take your time, but it's just if you had something big that you got stuck, then we would have gone through that. But if you don't have, then I think we can directly go with Blender. Okay. So, did you also manage, Mariam, to install it? It works without problem. Okay, cool.
Yes, it was first time that I can start. It didn't have problem.
Also, all of us download the two structures.
Yeah.
Okay, because you will need it as an input. Okay, so the first things that we can do, and actually, I think that Mariam, you can. No, well, it's still better that I share my screen because then at least, yeah, we have like let's say like one structure for everyone. In your case, Mariam, since I guess that you have just one screen, probably it makes sense that you just listen to me. Or you have two. I mean, if you have two, it's even better. Okay, cool, perfect. Then, so I'll start sharing. Okay. So let's say, yeah, I told you, okay, did you download the structures? Okay, well done yourself. I didn't myself. So actually, I'm going to do it now. So the structure, we need them as a input. Okay. So now I'm going to download them. And later, well, not later, actually, like I've already uploaded in the general folder that we have. Okay, why cannot download the download? Let's go. Okay, now it works. So just to start, I'll go to this. So start sharing. Desktop 2. Okay, so the first thing that I want to tell you is that on our OneDrive, I put a folder that is called Blender. Well, it's the lecture of today. Okay, so you have the input that you needed to download. You had like this stupid video on how to install it on like Linux, and then the last one is not for today. Okay, it's basically like for the future. So here you have a bunch of like important things. So, that is a bit too much. Okay, so basically, okay, so I suggest you to go to this link at one point because this is the channel that I was mentioning you. So this admin is like our colleague in the group, colleague of mine and Santiago before. He was a PhD student in a group of me. And I mean, now they don't charge because my internet connection is not as good in this room. But you see that there are like at least two, well, actually three lecture of around 1 hour on YouTube. So you can have a look because that is much more advanced than what I'm doing. And actually it's also starting with an introduction. So let's say it's starting from the very basics and then it's going to an advanced level that we will not reach today. So I suggest you to go through that at one point. Then the other things. Today, I made your life a bit easier because I already gave you the input as XYZ. So if you go here in the input that you download, you see that you have two input. You have this one, and you see that there is an extension that is XYZ. Okay, because this is the input that Blender takes, but usually you need to convert it from the VASP output, so from a postcard or a concard. In order to do that, there is a script. The usage of a script, yeah, I think I didn't put it, but it's really easy. Yeah, so basically, like to use it, you just need to do post to xyz.pl and then space, and you put as an input the name of your structure. So postcard, concard. If you call the postcard hello, you put the name hello, whatever you want. Okay, so just to quickly go through that. So that means that you need to open a terminal, you need to do it in Linux, then you zoom in, And then let's say if you have an input structure that is a concar, okay, what you need to do is simply to do pos to XYZ PL concar, okay? Or if you want to work with a postcard, you do with postcard. If you want to, if you have a structure that you call LITS, you do with that. And the result is that you will have in the same folder a new file that is called like that. So it will be like the name of your file dot XYZ, okay? And of course, like you need to have a postcard on a concar, okay? If you don't have it, then it's a problem. I mean, then of course it's not going to work because you didn't have any input. Now let's see if I have, no, I don't have any concar here, but still, like I think it was rather clear how you need to get that. Then, now we can directly start, let's say here, and then after that there are some other tips that you will need to use, okay? Ah, no, actually here you have the explanation with the context, so no problem. Like what I just said, it was just at the end of the presentation. So, well, of the presentation of this document, so it's okay. Then we can directly start, okay? So in my case, I have Blender, like I have a shortcut from Blender. So the way that I do that is like Blender 80. I have an old version, okay? Some of you may have a newer version. I will work with my version, but still, like, it's very, very similar, okay? So I enter. And now you can try the same. So open Blender as you wish. Okay.
Sorry, there is an internet.
I don't know, Ficen, but that's the reason why I told you that it would have been better to have Blender on your own computer. Yeah. Because, you know, otherwise the problem is that we can have problem with the connection, and also because Blender requires time, so work slowly. Okay, so now that you get to have Blender working, also because today we are not going to do crazy things, so you don't need to have like all the power that we need, okay? So you should go to a similar interface, okay? Then after you are in a similar interface, as I say, may be slightly different. So if it's slightly different, don't worry about that. It's not wrong. It's just that you have the newer version. So what you need to do now, are we already, like all of us here? So do we have Blender open? Mariam, did you manage as well? Good. So now there is an important step. Okay, you also have it. Good. So now you need to go to File. Then you need to go to, oh, this is very, very far away from you. You need to go, wait a second, I will just move it locally here because I mean, this is too small for me. Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, because actually you need to go to Edit. So it's not File, sorry, you need to go to Edit. And you need to go to Preferences. Okay, so Edit, Preferences, top left, Edit, Preferences, and you click on Preferences. You will get something like that. Okay. So here, what you need to do, you need to go to Advanced. Where is it?
No, Advanced.
Yes, because I'm very far away and this is very small. Maybe, yeah, cool. Thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, you need to go to Advanced and Santiago, and then here you go to the search, and you put like atomic. Okay. Here in the search bottom, so top right, atomic. Exactly. Okay. So let's do like that. If there are problems, you all tell something to me. Okay. So Mariam, Santiago, Enrique, Sicen. So if you don't get to my same point, I will go slow. You just stop me. Hey, I'm not there. So are we okay, all of us? So you see that here I have this tick enabled already because I already did, but you don't have. So you need to enable the tick. You need to click on that. Okay. So you need to click and you need to make sure that there is a V inside this box. Do we have it, all of us?
Yeah.
Mariam, you also have it? Okay, good. Then after that, we just close it. Okay. And now, we go to File, import, okay? And if you go to file import, you should see that at the end of your there is XYZ, right? Do you all see that? Perfect. Now we click on that, and you go in the folder where you have your XYZ. So where you have your input that I just gave you. Okay. Okay. And now what you do, you just click on one of them. Let's start with cesium transition state. So CS-TS. We click on that and we click on import. Are we all there?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So now you see the structures. Okay, so this is the VASP structure I have, and this is your visualization with Blender. What you can already do is to save the file. So you go to File, Save As. So File, Save As. Then in my case, I save it in the same folder. You can save whatever you want, and you can save it as you wish. Okay. So I'm going to save it as, let's call it like CS. Okay. Okay, good. So now, after we have it saved, we start working a bit with Blender. In the sense that now you can see the structure. You are probably very happy, but try to click F12 on your keyboard. Okay, so go for F12 and see. Ah, no, wait, not yet. Sorry, not yet. Before clicking on F12, because otherwise it will take ages, go on this, like tick. So basically, like, yeah, also for you is the third one from the right.
Mm-hmm.
The printer.
Output in property.
Yeah, actually, yes. It's not. Sorry, it's not the third. Actually, it's the second. So you need to click on this one. Okay.
Second.
Is the second one? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then you should see Eve here. Okay, so you click on the second and you see Eve.
Yeah.
Are we all here?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Then we change Eve to cycles. You would always prefer to have cycles. This is just the different rendering engine. Like you are just getting a different image. You can later play also with Eve to see if you prefer, but usually I play with cycle. And I click on cycle. Okay. Good. Then after that, you see that you have render and viewport. In general, viewport, I never touch it. I leave it like that. Render, you need to play with that because render is basically like the discretization that you have on the pixel. Okay. So if you put a very high number, you will get a very, very, very high quality image, but may take like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to get the figure. And you don't need to wait that much time. So usually for me, a good rendering take, let's say 32 is good enough. Now I want to be fast, so I put 6. And whenever you play with that, so you want to change the light, you want to change the structure, I suggest you to put 6 or 4 or 2, because you want to get a draft of the figure very fast. You don't want to wait 3 minutes to get the figure done, and then you realize that you missed some light, so you come back. You just want to have an idea of how the figure looks in a really bad way, and then after that you have fun. Okay, so we have all 6 here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good, Mariam? Okay, good. Now try to click F12.
F12. What?
F12. 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 So the number F12.
Oh, okay.
Click. Excellent. Then leave it. You should see something like that. This is the rendering that is working. You see that actually also for 32 is not bad, but you see that the figure is actually bad. I mean, let's say the pixels are good enough. We see enough, but it's like, okay, but we are seeing one atom. I mean, I don't want to see that. I want to see all the structure. And why this is happening? And now you click Ask. Okay. So now you click Ask. You came back to the previous image. And why this is happening? This is happening. And now if I want to zoom, I click control, and then I use the cursor of the mouse, for instance. Well, actually not even control, sorry, just the cursor of the mouse. And then you see the problem is that we are taking the figures that our camera is displaying. So if you want to see what you're going to render, you need to click 0. So if you have a numerical keyboard, click 0. And you will see this is exactly the same image. Look at there, look at there. I mean, there is bigger there.
Is there a command?
Wait. Yeah, because you. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have the same.
Yeah, exactly.
detail.
Doesn't work?
Yeah, it just shows the red icons.
Yeah, we are just deleting.
Yeah.
But-
But the thing happened to that. Because you see, so the
We don't have
problem.
the.
You need.
Code icon.
Okay.
You need to, okay, now you need to click on, because what happened is that you had the cursor probably on these. So what you just did is to deselect the atom. What you need to do is to put the mouse on the structure and then you click 0.
Okay.
Okay, so now Santiago, you need to exit. Marian, did you have any problem as well? Did some
Yes.
atoms disappear?
Actually, F12 doesn't work for me.
What? Sorry?
F12 doesn't work for me.
So if you click on F12, you don't,
No.
nothing happens.
Nothing happened.
Okay. So in this case, you do it manual. So you go to render, file, edit, render,
Mhm.
and then you click render image. And also when you go on render image, look which is the shortcut. Because in my case it's F12, maybe in your case it's different.
It is F12, but now it's work. Thank you.
But anyway, now if you click
Thank you.
there, it works. Okay, so for all of you,
Yeah.
in case F12 doesn't work, you can also go just using your mouse. Okay. So now, if you manage to do that, Mariam, try to put the mouse on the structure. So like, and then click 0. Okay. And see if you can also get to have this same like image that I have.
Have you just selected all of them?
No. Now I'm explaining what I'm doing. Did you manage, Mariam?
No, actually, I should put my mouse on the
So
system.
you should. So you are in this like situation, I suppose. You
Yes.
put your mouse on the structure just to avoid any problem, and then after that you type 0, but you need to have a numerical keyboard. If you don't have the numerical keyboard, then it's a bit more problematic. Do you have?
There is another.
I don't have the numerical.
This one.
Yeah, so if you don't have the numerical keyboard, as Santiago is suggesting, you can click on the camera, okay? So you go on the top right and you click on this. Did you see? Do you see?
Camera. Yes, I think I did it. Mine is a little different. So,
Work?
No.
Doesn't work.
no, maybe I did something wrong. Uh-oh.
Okay, share, maybe, wait, I will enable the, not here, participant.
It's okay right now. Got it.
What?
It's okay.
No, it works or not? No.
No, yeah. It works. It's okay. Yeah.
Are you sure, or you want?
Yeah,
us-
yeah. No.
Okay.
I found the camera right now.
Fine, okay, that is not right.
Yeah.
So the important point, what is happening here when I click this or where I type 0, that is the same, is that I'm moving from the structure to the viewpoint of the camera. Okay, so it's not that I'm not modifying the structure. The structure is the same. You need to think is as if you were taking a picture and you are like moving your zoom or you are moving your camera around. It's not that you are changing the environment, you're just moving your camera, okay? So now we see actually what is the problem, is that we are just working like on a bad position of the camera, okay? So we can click on the camera. In order to do that, well, there are two ways. Let's try both of them. You can either select camera here. So you put your mouse on camera and then you click on J. So mouse on camera, you click on J and then you see that you can move your camera with your mouse. So camera and then J. So no, G, sorry, not J, G.
Okay.
So you select camera. So remember, mouse on camera, you click on the camera and then you click J. Okay, yeah, because now we have all the items selected. Wait a second. Okay, camera, G. Well, it doesn't work. No, this is not. Okay. Okay, now yes. Yeah, because you have the camera. Yes, now yes. So click on camera, G.
Ves que no estás moviendo la cámara, estás moviendo solo las ojos de oro.
¿Cómo hago para solo mover cámara?
Yeah, now yes.
Es que ahora sí.
So you need to select camera and then G and then you move. Okay. Did you manage, Mariam?
Yes, it's okay for me.
Okay, good. How is it here?
Good, but I was just like moving the.
Yeah, because because the problem now is that this is unselected. Usually selected. Probably before we touch on that and then you get unselected, but it needs to be selected everything. And then now you click on the camera. Well, go to zero because then it's easier. Yeah, now it works.
Okay, yes.
So now, like basically, like you click on camera, then you click on G. Okay. Now we are doing something else. So camera, yeah.
Perfect.
You need to play with that a bit, because like there are a lot of parameters, so sometimes you don't realize, maybe you disable some of the things, they don't work, but like at the end, when you manage to get the trick, is faster, okay? So now, it's good, don't worry.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
Yeah, but now you are moving the atoms, you want to move the camera, not the atoms. You see, so because, so that is the important point. Remember, like we want to move the camera. Like the structure now in my case is fixed. I'm just moving the camera. And you don't want to move the structure, because if then you are printing something with the wrong structures, people may complain. So now, for instance, if I click on that, now I have a better point of view. So now if you click F12, or if you go to render image, then you see that we have already a better like thing. Because you see now that what we get at least is something better. In my case, it's a CO2. Depending on where you put the camera, you can have something different. Yeah, that's good enough because you moved.
Yes, but I wanted to ask if by accident, like now I have moved the structure, how I can.
What you can do is just to, So that is a good point. Wait a second. So in case now you ask, in case something happened. So let's say I move the structure here. I cannot go back. I don't remember how to go back. Okay. Then there is, the easiest approach for me is just to go to your structure. So you put your mouse here. Okay. Don't do it yet. You click on that. you right click on that, and then you click, you go to delete hierarchy. Don't do it yet. And you see that now I remove my structure, and now you go to File, Import, and you import the same structure, but the point is that now you will import the correct one. Okay, and for me that is the easiest approach, because otherwise the other approach, well, you can always remember, you can always do Control Z work. So that is the other option. Let's say if I move the Catalonia here, that is a mistake, I can do Control Z. Okay, but in case you forgot how many mistakes you did, the easiest approach is just to go here, right check, delete hierarchy, and then File, Import XYZ. Okay, and then you import what you want. Good. So now,
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How can I rotate it?
You can rotate it. I mean, what do you want to rotate? The camera? No?
Yes, the camera.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, the point of view. Good. So now we go there. So let's say I want, as Mariam said, I want to rotate the camera. So one of the approach, really bad, is again to work with C. So you select your camera. So I'm selecting it. You can either select it as we did, clicking on camera here, or you can directly click on, let's say, the viewpoint, and then you click G. So this is already, like, you can do like that, and this is already a rotation, but you see, like, this is a really bad rotation because you don't have any parameter, let's say. Like, you just do it by hand. But you may want, at one point, to have a better definition of the rotation. You want maybe to have a specific rotation. So now you need to click again on 0. So you need to go back on the, well, actually, you don't even need to click on 0. So go back to the camera, sorry. And now you click N, like N of not, N. And now, if you click on camera here, you see that you have some position, and you see that you have some degree. Are we all here?
No,
Yes.
Yes. So you need to click on camera, yes, and then you need to click N.
No, because you have
okay, and G and N, okay.
No rush, remember, like if something doesn't work, take your time, because if you do things in a rush, then you don't matter. So now, for instance, I want to rotate a bit the Z. So instead of having 46, I put 50. And now you see that I'm rotating in this direction. If you put like 30, then I am rotating in the other direction, okay? I mean, now, today, we are not going to have the best image ever. I just want to see how you should play so that you can then play yourself. Okay, let's say I'm okay with 40, okay? Then, for instance, here, you can also play with the location. So, for instance, if I move it to 6, then you see that I'm moving like my camera somewhere else, and so on.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mariam, question?
Yeah, it was no. Thank you. I got it.
Okay. If you want to see where your camera is, you can play again with, well, now we'll just save it. You can play again with the numerical keyboard. So if you click on 7, try to click on 7, numerical keyboard. Control Z. So remember, now you don't select this and then 7. Okay. Numerical keyboard is this one, the one on the right. Are we all here? Mariam, you get problem?
I'm not there.
It's okay.
It disappeared away.
Yeah, because Control Z. Remember that the problem is that if you have something selected here and then you click, mess can happen. Just remember always to be with the mouse on your structure, not to have anything selected. Well, you see, because now I have this selected. So you need to unselect, or you need to go to send collection where it is. Well, not even. No, I mean, because we are already in 7. Also before was working, but of course, if we are like in the top view, then you say top view. So this is to see the top view of our structure, okay? So now I zoom a bit and you see now where our camera is. So our camera is here. So that's the reason why we are taking this snapshot, okay? That's the reason why we are taking this, because our camera is on top, right? Then this is, if you click 7, if you click 4, you're moving the camera now. If you click 4, then you have a tilted viewpoint. Then if you move 1, then you have a side view, okay? And depending on where you are, you can also click with the mouse on the camera. So now I'm clicking on the camera. Make sure that you click on the camera, not on the atoms. So now I'm clicking on the atoms. You see that I have the atom selected. No, you need to have the camera selected. So now I have the camera selected and you can again play with it. So for instance, now I move my camera a bit more far away. And now if I click 0, now you see that I'm getting a different perspective. And now, for instance, I can play with that. Again, I select this viewpoint, G, and I go a bit high. Wait. So, yeah, now you are. Remember, you don't need to click to keep G. Click, so you click, you select it, you click G, and then you move it. You just need to click G1.
How do you do when you deselect something? Because I thought it was the same problem.
No, now it's good.
I was playing with 4 and 0. And
okay. Click.
In the camera?
No. Now this works.
Okay.
Click on the camera. If you want to move, you click on the camera. Now the camera is selected, you see, and then you click G. So the 7 and this 7, 4, 1, 0 is something that it works independently of what you select. Okay, but it's just that if you want to move the camera, you need, well, if you want to move anything, like atoms or camera, you need to first select them, then G, and then okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now in my case, let's say I am rather happy, but not too happy, because you see that, for instance, my viewpoint is too large. So you see that I'm cutting like 2 hydrogen atoms. So now I show you how you can like reduce or increase the zoom of your camera. So you keep your camera selected. So you need to click on the camera, right click on the camera. Okay, so you go on the camera, you right click. But that doesn't matter. Yeah, because now you are in a view that you are already rendering. Okay. No way. So now, after you click on camera, you need to go on the camera like section here. Yeah, so you have already the camera selected. Okay. Now you use that. I don't know how you open it. Okay. Let's do. No, yeah, just open a new one. Yes, and then you do it. Okay. Okay, I mean, like, should be rather fast. Okay. Okay. So just import. For now, just import. Okay. And then we like so. Just to, let's say, to give the important part of today. So today, you don't need to finish this hour being able to do the same image that I would do. because otherwise I would feel stupid. It took me like 1 year and a half, and for you just take 1 hour. What you need to get is just an introduction of what you can do and how you can solve problems that can happen. Then you need to play yourself with this later. I mean, it's not that in 1 hour you will be able to make nice videos. So, because otherwise, let's say, if we need in this hour to manage all of us to reach a good level, then it will not be 1 hour lecture, but will be probably 2 days lecture. So we don't have enough time. So now, just click on the camera. It's good, it's good, it's good. Leave it there. Just click on the camera because you don't need to go to get a good figure. You just need to follow all the steps. Okay. So you click on camera, you click on the green camera item here. No, don't move anything. Stop. You click on camera. You already did. Okay. So now you wait. And now you move your mouse and you click on the grid button here. Okay. So now you see that we have perspective. You can change this is the difference like viewpoint that you have. So depending on how you change, you see like you get different perspective, but I usually keep the perspective one. So you can play with that later, just for you to know that you have different opportunity. But the important point for me is this focal length. So this focal length control the size. So now is 50 millimeters. If you click on 40 millimeters, then you see that I am basically de-zooming because my focal length is smaller. So I'm getting like So, are we okay? Did we all manage? Then, another thing, let's say I'm happy with that. I would like not to have that like wide image, but something that is a bit more narrow. So now, in the same like interface, now you need to click on the third item. So 1, 2, 3, third. Exactly, well done. So now that we are here, you see that we have the resolution X and resolution Y. More narrow on the X. So instead of having 1920, we put 1600. And you see now that it didn't actually narrow. Why? Because this just takes the aspect ratio. Okay.
Which one of those have you changed? Sorry?
I changed the X.
The resolution.
Yeah. Okay. So again, like if now, for instance, now I'm happy because the aspect ratio is better, but I would like to zoom a bit more, then I came back to the green like item, so the second to last, and I zoom a bit. So instead of 40, I put 60. Well, 60 is too much, then I put 55. Okay, nice. So now, while you try that, I will click F12. So now I'm already happy, kind of, but I still see 4 things that I need to adapt before I have a good image. Can somebody tell me the first thing that you would change in this figure?
The light.
Exactly, the light. So we don't like because it's very dark, and so like we will not see anything. So you click S in my case. Now you want to adapt the light. But we also want to charge the computer, otherwise the computer will die. So how do you do that? First, you need to change. So the problem here is not just that we don't have light, it's also that you see that the background is very, very dark, and we don't want to have a dark background. We want to have a very light one. So in order to do that, we need to click on this icon. So control word, okay, is the one that has the symbol of the word. Exactly. And now you see what is the problem. So the problem is that in the background, we have a color that is gray. So that makes sense that we have a dark background because we have a gray background. So you need to click on the color. So you need to right click on the color. And now what we do, we move this bar up. So now we have in the background a very light one. Are we all here?
Yes.
Okay. So now if you try to click F12, then you see that the picture is already completely different. So we are already rather happy, but still like, so I would still do something, you see, like the problem is that now we have a lot of white here. But all this white, I mean, it's not that nice because whenever we generate figures, we would, okay, remember you need to, okay, F is good. The only problem now is that since we open it again, we have the different like cycles. So now you go on cycles and you put like 6. Now it's the same. So the problem is that, yeah.
No, I just wanted to say, if I am obtaining like that kind of doubt, I don't know how to say it.
It's because probably you have like a rendering that is lower than mine.
Okay, that's the rendering.
Yeah.
program, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Enrique brings up a good point. So you see that I have, I think, 6 of rendering. If I put 1, so that means that I go like to the second icon and I put 1 here to render 1. Then if I click F12, then you see that the quality is completely different because you see that like a lot of area are not, I mean, like my box of the pixel are way too big. So basically like, yeah, the figures is just less defined. So whenever you want to rise this, you just go to 6, okay? Then we are kind of okay, but as I say, like what I don't like in this figure myself is that it's very white. So since it's very white, like I would like to have in the background, transparent background, so that if I put in a PowerPoint, whatever the background is, then I can just put it, okay? So in my version, in order to do that, you need to click on, yes. So in this version, like you need to click on the second icon, you go to fill, and you click on transparent. Let's see if also the same one for you. Second one, fill, fill, and then transfer. You need to, yeah, exactly. So I just repeat it, okay?
Okay.
So you go to the second icon, so the one with cycles rendering where we were. Then you go down, you will see a film tag. You need to click on film, and you see a transparent that is disabled. You need to click on transparent. Okay. So after we are all there, if I click F12, now, now you see that even though I'm rendering in this area, now in the background there is nothing. And that means that the background is transparent. So wherever you will apply this figure, you will just get the background color of the real background of the slide. So if your slide is white, that color will be white. If it's black, will be black. So that is the best things you can get. Okay. So we are happy enough, but I still would like to change something. This cesium is way too large. And I would also like to put it in a nicer color, okay? Because I mean, this purple, I don't like it too much. So in order to do that, you need to go on the atom. So you are in this column, you go down, you see like the cesium box, you click on this. So you go to the very third line of cesium, you click. If you click, you will see that some other column open up. And then you click again on cesium ball. And now you see this, you should see this line. You click again, so click here, 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 here. No. Yeah, this one. And no, wait. This, click on this, click on this. You see that now you are up here. You see?
Yeah.
An important point. Whenever by mistakes you see, like in my case now, that you have one eye that is closed, always keep it open. So reopen it because it's a mistake. I mean, they should be all open. Okay. Are we all here?
Yes.
Good. So now, if you click on this line, you click. Sorry, now you don't need to click on the light. You need to. Why is that? No, I don't want to. Wait, then. Now I'm getting confused. Why am I getting all this now? Wait just a second. I just check locally one because I'm getting lost now. Ah, yeah. Okay, now. Ah, yeah.
There is also a cesium atom inside the gold part, right? So that when I click on cesium gold, the selected atom was the.
Yeah. I'm also, I also see it now. Okay, just a second. Now, yeah. Oh. Okay, just 1 second. Huh? Okay. Oh, I explained it. Huh? Okay, now it should work. Okay, yeah, I finally came back. Sorry, I got a bit lost. Okay, so as I said, like what we want to change is the size. Okay, so you need to click on cesium. Okay, and now you would see here the scale. Okay, yeah, you need to adapt the scale. So if I move the scale, this is like 2.3. If you put it to 1.6.
Sorry, what's the scale?
Where is it?
Yeah, so you click on cesium.
Yeah.
Then remember, if you are not there, you need to click N, N of not. So you click on cesium.
Yeah.
Then you move your mouse on the structure and you click N.
Yeah, this more.
Sorry?
This more harder here.
That?
Not the Excel.
Ah.
You can see the scale.
Okay.
So did you see that, Mariam? Did you manage to see this? So it's like you click on cesium, and then yeah, as also Santiago was saying, you can also just click. I mean, either you click N, or you can move your mouse to this small arrow here, and you click on that, and you should open the interface. Did you manage?
Yeah, it's okay.
Very good, very good. So now, if I go to 0, now I'm a bit, well, happier. Even though, like you see that now my ball is still bad because it's too long, because I didn't adapt the Z like direction. So I will also put the Z to 1.6. And now you see that I have a nicer ball. I'm happy. Okay. And now I told you, I still want to get something better. That is, I would like to get it with a different color. So now you need to move on this list of icon and you click on the second to last. Keep, you still, yeah, exactly. You need to have cesium selected and then you go to this one. Okay, are we here? So you go to this list and you click on
Okay. Okay.
okay, good. So now we don't want to change the color. So as before, we click on the color. And now in my case, I would like to get something that is grayish. You can play with all the color. You see that if you move this, also the color of the atom change. Cesium usually is like kind of like grayish yellowish. So I leave it like that. You can decide the color that you like. But the important point, so now if I click F12, then you see that, yeah, the color is nice. But, but something that's still like, yeah, now we also see, since we change the color, that there is some light here, because that is the position of our light. But since cesium is a metal, I would like also to give it a kind of metallic hue. So you can go, you click on use node, so F. You click on use node.
Use node, okay.
And then you see that you will have a list of parameters that open up. Okay? So now, for instance, if you want to have it more metallic, you change metallic from 0. The maximum value is 1, so we put 0.5 and we click enter. Nothing will change on the interface, but then after that, if we render, we will see a difference. So use node, metallic, and you set it to 0.5.
Would you please repeat it one more time?
Sorry, Mario? Yeah, tell me.
Would you please repeat it one more time and last step?
Yes. Okay, so let's say you have cesium here, then you are in the interface. Are you here as well?
Yes.
And then, I mean, in this case, you don't see it because I already opened, but let's do it for gold. So if you go gold, you see that you have these use nodes. So in your case, if you didn't open up yet the interface, in this icon, you will see a use node. Do you see it?
No,
like,
Materials.
it's just on top of the color. So
okay, so maybe I should go to gold.
No. Yeah, I mean, no. Well, click on cesium. So if you click on cesium and then you click on this icon, what do you see? Do you see something similar to this or not?
I thought you were in the surface. Okay, so I'm going to surface, then yeah.
Okay, but okay. So you need to go to metallic. You see the metallic line?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Here you need to put to 0.5.
Thanks.
And also, okay, and the other parameter you need to change is also roughness. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line. You see roughness.
Yes.
Try to keep always my interface, because otherwise, you know, like I say things and then you lose the things and then we need more time.
Okay.
So roughness, you see that here is 0.5. I usually put 0.2. Lower the roughness, more metallic the character is. Because if you have a very, very rough surface, then it means that the light cannot reflect. So you have something that is trapping light. So you don't have something that is very metallic. Okay, so metallic 0.5, roughness 0.2. You can play as you wish with this parameter. So now if I click on F12, yeah, now you see that the atom is completely different. Now you see that our cesium is actually metallic. You see that it's reflecting. Okay? So now I'm almost happy. You can also play changing the colors of the other atoms, increase the gold, but we are not going to do it today, okay? The last thing that we will do today is to play with the light, because I don't like the light here. I mean, I would like to have a uniform light. So as now we click on light, okay, and now you should be already here in this icon. Perfect. Now you see that the color of the light is okay. But I usually work not with a point, because now the problem is that the light is a point charge. I usually work with a area. So I would like to have something more like an area of light on top of our system. So you click off area. You see the power. So the power is the intensity of the light. Higher the power, more intense the light. Lower the power, less intense the light. And then you see here size X, size Y. So the size is like how large your area is. So instead of 0.1 meters, I put 20 meters. 20 meters. Okay, and now you see that all this area is my lamp. 20, 20, exactly. Yes. So are we all here? Okay. So now I'm happy, but not too happy, because you see that this light is tilted. I mean, I would like to have the light in a constant Z position. So now we need to play with the location. So now let's put it to 0x coordinate, 0y coordinate. So 0, 0. Then we put it to 10 meters. Well, actually 20 meters. Well, maybe 15 meters, sorry. I don't know this either. 15 meters. So 0, 0, 15 meters. Okay. And now what I also want to have is 0 in the rotation, 0 on the Y, and 0 on the Z. So now if we go to the side, so now if you click on 1, if you click on the numerical keyboard 1, so you go to the side view, okay, now you see that we are happy because we have the light on top of our system. Okay, so now if I click on F12, now we are happy because it's not the best image we could get, but it's still a nicer image than what we could do differently. Okay, and now let's say since I'm happy with the figure, so it's good enough, then we can go to the second icon here. Well, before, let's say, I will make the last things of today. I would like to get a more crazy thing, so I just change the color of the light to red. And if I do that, then you see that you have a slightly reddish like shade on your atoms. That is just to let you know that you can also change the color of the light. I don't recommend. I usually always keep it white because the light usually is white. I mean, the one of the sun is also yellow, but still. But if you want to play with that, I don't know, because you're making a fancy things, you can make it green, and then, yeah, then it looks greenish. I mean, this is up to you, okay? Just for letting you know that you can play with that as you wish. Last things of today, we are happy with the image. So now we want to have a high quality rendering. So we go here on, we click on this, and we increase the render to 24. So second icon, 24. And yeah, render 24, excellent. And then as the very last things of today, you go to the third icon, and you should see to the third one. Yeah, you go down. Scroll down, scroll down. Yes, you click on post processing. No, sorry, it's actually not that one. It's the fourth. So you need to click on the fourth icon. So fourth icon, exactly. So you click on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You click here, and you should see a denoising option at the very end. Scroll down. You don't see it. Okay. Then probably you have somewhere else. So go to see. Try to see up. No, try to see up in one of the two. Okay. Scroll down. No. Okay, the second. That's strange. Okay, then. Yeah, try to see. Yeah. So
I couldn't find it too.
yeah, because it doesn't exist in your version. So you need to go to the second icon. So second icon. And you need, no, wait, sorry, it's actually, click on that, yeah, click on that. Yeah, advanced. Yeah, also this one, wait. Because you also have another designing option here. I think, well, actually you have, I don't have. So if you click on, if you go in the rendering part, so where you change render, so basically the second icon, where you put render 24, you see that you have viewport, then you have adaptive sampling, and then you have the denoising. Did you all see? Did you also see, Mario?
No, I'm just searching for it. What should I search for?
You should go to. So you are in the rendering, like
yes,
interface,
render
no?
properties.
And then you see like render, you have 24, viewport, you have 32. Yeah, and then the next line is adaptive sampling.
Yes.
And then the next one is denoising.
Denoising. Yeah.
So you click on denoising, and yeah, I mean, I can never wait a second because then now I need to see how, because I always work with my thing. Yeah, no, but I don't have it, like, because I have the other version. Okay, strength. Yeah, because usually then you play with radius. So in denoising, yeah, I mean, just just enable denoising. So go to render, and you click on the tick render and on the click viewport, and then you leave it like that. Okay. So denoising, you have two like box, one with render and the other one viewport, and then you click on both things. So render, yes, render this one, and then viewport. Okay, so Mariam, since you don't see,
tick render and viewport, yes?
Yeah, exactly. Then you click on that.
Okay.
And now, as the very last things, meaning here I will put 2 because in my case it's different. So as the very last things, then you click on F12. So if we click on F12, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah. So now you see that it's a bit more like slow, because now we are increasing, and this denoising is just to increase in the post processing. It's not that important. Let's say I started using it few months ago. The most important one is just to increase the render, okay? So you see now that the time is much longer, so remaining like 40 seconds. So that's why you just do this at the very end, okay? Because otherwise you will lose a lot of time. Also because let's say if every time you need to wait 2 minutes to have all the figures, I mean, you will get your figures in 1 day, okay? You don't want it. And then the very last things of the day, after you get to this, after you get to have it rendered, the whole of it, now you can go to image. So view, image, you right click on that, and you go to save as, and then you can save it as figure, as a PNG, for instance. So now, if I go on my folder, now I have the figure. And now you can include this figure like wherever you want.
And the first imagine where how you look at it.
Huh?
And in the field that the first image, that one.
I mean, this is not the image, this is the Blender file. So it's when you save your working file with Blender, then you get a .blend, that is your Blender file. The only image is PNG. Important point, you will not get like this save as until you don't have the whole image rendered, okay? So in the case of C10, for instance, still rendering, so of course you cannot save the image because it doesn't have. Yeah, in all the cases, right? No, but don't worry about it. Like it's also the speed depends on the computer.
Could it be more 3D?
Huh?
More just more real. I mean, the form is more real.
Yeah, that's the reason why it is. Okay, so it's all for today. I mean, like you got some trick. You can play with that if you want. It's not something that is mandatory, but I think that is a good trade-off because it's actually like not that hard to get to do good graphics, and the quality is much better than other things. Okay. So any big question?
No.
Yeah, I mean, apart from how to make it nicer, because then you should check the videos everything, because my skills finish more or less here. And okay, as a very, very last thing, last comment, then you can also render animation. Okay, but this is, I mean, in case you will need it, then you can ask me. But the point is that, okay, I just got to see if I can show you like one video that I did with Blender. I mean, I already showed it to the people here, but then for Mario can be useful. So for instance, if you do like, actually I can do the one with the arteries. I didn't show to anyone. So, slide, video. Okay. So for instance, if you do an act or you want to see how a reaction like is calculated, as long as you manage to generate all the different like structural configuration, you can, for instance, like show how to see a molecule couple. Okay, so you can see here that, for instance, we have all these videos done with Blender, so you can actually add 2,000 different images, and then Blender just compile them all together with a time step, and you can decide how many frames per second you want to plot, and then you can get a nice video of how like a reaction works. Okay, again, like you can see better example on the YouTube of Edwin, but this is one of them. So how from 2 CO molecule you got to Edwin. Okay, so this is just to tell you that Blender is very powerful, like depending on how much you want to use it. Good. So I think I'll save this and I will stop sharing. So Mariam, everything good? Any questions?
Yeah, thank you. So first we need to do all the optimization and simulation in the VASP, then use it in the Blender, yes?
I mean, yes, in the sense that, of course, like when you want to show data, you want to show data that are optimized. Anyway, like it doesn't really matter because at the end it's just for visualization. So you see, like that is the trade-off about how artistic you want to be and how scientific you want to be. In the sense that whenever you show something, of course, need to be realistic. So for instance, you cannot put a copper atom on top and then the other surface here. But I mean, if it's not properly optimized, there is no way that a reader can see that, you know? Because I mean, at the end, the distance here are varied by 0.01 angstrom, and like Blender will not make any difference. So usually, yeah, like just to be coherent with myself, I always use like optimized structures. But even if you use them not optimized, nobody will really care because it's just to show the system that you are using, okay? More than to be like, okay, look exactly this configuration, that is the proper one, I'm giving you all the structural values.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, as a easy take-home message, yeah, pre-optimize them and then you convert them to X, Y, Z, and then you use Blender, yeah. Good. So, nothing else to add?
How to generate X, Y, Z.
I said it at the beginning of the lecture, like you have it in the PDF, all the stuff.
Okay, it's a command.
Okay, it's a command. Pause to xyz.pl and then the structure that you want to convert. But it's written in a in a better way in the PDF that you have in the share folder. Okay. So like today was the last class. So thanks for having like deal with me all this time. Of course, I will not die tomorrow, hopefully, so you can still ask me whatever you want. And what else? Yeah, like so. I mean, I am in the lab for you is either. Mariam, just text me as much as you want for any doubt. Really, like, and also for the Python script. As I say, we don't go through them for the correction because it's something that you need yourself. I mean, like, I don't care if you do or not. But of course, if you have any problem, you can still like ask me. Or if you manage to get them, you can share them with me because I can also use them, you know, like there is no problem. I will be very glad to use your own script. Why not? And yeah, then the last things, I think on Friday or maybe Monday next week, I will just send you like a Google form, like so that you can give me your like suggestion of the course if you like it, if you didn't like, and it will be anonymous. I mean, we are just 4, so you know it's a bit a joke, but still like, I would still like not to get your name because I would like you to be frank. I mean, if something was too long, you should say that was too long. If something was bad, you should say that is bad. Because even though like this course, maybe I will never do it again, but other people will do it in the group. So it can be a valuable information because maybe somebody, oh, look, this was too complex, so better to skip it. And I think it's the first time that we are trying to have this course organized and structured this way. But of course, there is always possible to improve. So I will just send you an email with that and you will get all. And the OneDrive folder will be there forever. So you can just access it at any time. And remember that all the recording, including today, are also there. So if you lost something, you can just go there and get it. Okay? Good. So thank you again to all of you. And
thank you very much.
Thanks to you, Maria, and thanks to you all guys. So we close the session.
Okay, bye.
Bye.